Once again, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is reaffirming his disdain for Illinois citizens. I'm David Lombardo, and this is Daily Beltway. If this is your first time here and you're a conservative, you know there are fewer and fewer sources for unbiased news. Please help us by clicking the subscribe button down below. Illinois, the state that many people believe George Orwell used as a background for his dystopian novel 1984, has yet again proven that newspeak is alive and well. Take, for instance, the SAFE-T Act, passed last year and set to become law January 1st, 2023. Governor Pritzker has touted it as a cure for racism in law enforcement. For instance, it contains a number of measures to increase police transparency and accountability, including a requirement that all law enforcement officers must receive regular mental health screenings. It prohibits chokeholds by police officers regardless of how violent the prisoner gets. It enhances whistleblower protections and requires the use of body cameras statewide by 2025, even if funding is unavailable. Of course, there are reforms covering the terrible way prisoners are currently being treated. Henceforth, prisoners will be allowed to make 3 free telephone calls within 3 hours of arrival at the police station. They will be allowed to get phone numbers from their cell phone before it's placed into inventory. The telephone number of the public defender must be prominently displayed, and if the prisoner is transferred to another facility, well, they automatically get a new set of rights. More important, it prohibits people with less than 4 months on their sentence from being imprisoned and allows them to be diverted to electronic monitoring or another DOC facility or program. But the SAFE-T Act truly shines with its humane court reform changes. They specifically affect how people interact with the courts in ways that aim to interrupt the cycles of recidivism and incarceration. Effective January 1st, Illinois abolishes monetary bail. Let me say that one more time to be sure you've got it. It abolishes monetary bail, because if you treat criminals with respect, they'll willingly return for their assigned court date, won't they? So anything other than first-degree murder will no longer have a financial bail requirement. Second-degree murder, arson, armed robbery, and kidnapping? Don't worry. As soon as they process you, you get to go home free of charge. But it gets better. This also applies to all the prisoners currently in jail because they couldn't raise the cost of bail. On January 1st, all the jails across Illinois will let them all out. The Illinois legislature calls this reform. The more cynical among us refer to it as the Purge Part 2. The more realistic call it turning out the Democratic vote. Pritzker has suggested that changes to the state's controversial SAFE-T Act might be in order. Specifically, Pritzker wants to provide a better explanation for the SAFE-T Act so the public will be more comfortable with it. Oh, goody. I can't wait to get the latest newspeak interpretation of why letting violent criminals out of jail improves the lives of Illinois citizens. I wonder if they're going to include an appendix listing the location of Illinois gun stores. For Daily Beltway, I'm David Lombardo.